What is the role of your parents in your success? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting and relationships and good communication and how to build strong family bonds together, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about your relationship with your parents and what you can understand about the power of roles. In this video, we're going to be talking about the parent-child role, or we could say maybe the parent-adolescent role if you're a youth, but basically the role of child versus the role of parent and what you need to understand about that. And then we're also going to take a little bit of time to talk about what you can do now that you understand roles in order to be more successful in those roles and relationships. It's probably a good idea for us to understand how parents think a little bit. Now, of course, every parent is going to be different. We've all had different experiences and background. We all know different skills, but there are some things that unify parents together. Parents all have hopes for their children. They hope their children will be successful. They hope that their children will have friends. They hope that their children will know how to protect themselves, protect other people. They hope their children will understand true freedom and that it comes with learning how to master yourself and govern yourself so that they can actually have the greatest freedom no matter what circumstance that they're in. Parents hope their children will learn how to work so that they can be free as well. They want their children to turn into good adults. So sometimes I think you think that the parents are holding them back. The parents are not wanting to hold the child back. They're wanting the child to be able to move forward. Now, I say that broadly. I know there might be a few parents out there that just for whatever reason don't want their children to grow up and they want to hold them back. But even if they say, oh, I wish you wouldn't grow up, oh, it's happening so fast, they actually do want you to grow up. They're saying that because it's just, you know, how much they love you and they love the time with you, but really, truly, that's what they want for you. When they're looking ahead to the future, they're thinking of this type of adult that's confident, that is strong, that's caring, that has a good work ethic and works well with other people. That's what they're hoping for. That's what pretty much every parent is hoping for. But probably even more than any of those things, they want a good relationship with their child. They want to feel a connection. They want to know that they can help a person that they love so dearly and be a support for them. So what happens if the parents are hands off? Maybe they're like, okay, well, you can do whatever you're going to do and I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. That type of parenting, there's a name for it. It's called modern progressive parenting or permissive parenting. That type of parenting actually leads to abandonment of the children and oftentimes feelings of loneliness, disconnection, frustration, identity problems, meaning like, you know, am I even part of this family and how do I fit in with the family and those types of things. So what about roles? Do we always understand roles? I don't think that we actually do. I think that it's not a topic that's discussed very often in our society, which is why in the end I had to write a book about it called Roles: The Secret to Family, Business, and Social Success. And by the way, it's just a story. There's youth groups that read this book all over the world in order to try to improve their relationship with parents, and it even has a few pictures, okay? But this is a great book to read if you're like maybe over 8 years old, in order to understand more about what your parents think, but also how to get your way in the relationship, but do so not by destroying the relationship, but by building it up. And so it's a story of a family that's having some struggles in their relationships and how they focus on roles and how that ends up bringing them to a place of unity and really gives the children tons more freedom as well. This is a great book for parents and for youth to read, and then maybe to discuss it or just to have the types of conversations that the parents have with the children in this book. You know, there are things that you can do to help your parents actually be better parents of you. And I recognized that when I was about 14 years old. I was really glad that I had a neighbor who was brave enough to challenge me and ask me a question that actually changed my life. When I was young, I was really strong-willed and I would fight with my parents a lot. And I'm still strong-willed today, but I don't fight with people anymore. Now I use my strong will to stay calm. Now I use my strong will to lead other people, to serve other people, to be selfless instead of selfish, which is what I was doing back then. Anyway, at the time when I was 14 years old, I was over at a neighbor's house, and me and a friend and her mom were all planning a party that we were going to have for boys and girls in the area to all get together and do something fun. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm not going to be able to go to this party. I never get to do anything. My parents never let me go anywhere. I was really sure they probably hated me. All we ever did was argue and fight. And so I told my friend and her mom, you guys have a good time at the party, but I'm not going to be able to be there. My friend's mom looked at me and she said, what do you mean you're not going to be able to be there? You have helped plan the whole thing. You have to come. And I said, no, you don't understand. I know my parents aren't going to let me come. It's a miracle I'm here right now. They never let me do anything anymore. I don't even think they like me. All we ever do is fight. And my friend's mom paused. She looked at me with really kindness and said, Nicholeen, have you ever thought of just saying okay? And I said to her, what? That would never work. That's what they want me to say. So see, I was battling them. I had a battle mentality in my mind. And she said, no, Nicholeen, I promise you, things can change. She said, we'll postpone the party for 2 weeks. You go home, and every time your parents tell you to do something or not to do something, say okay and be okay. And I promise you, choosing to be okay is harder than saying okay. Saying okay is easy. You can just say okay. But to really choose to drop the subject, to let it go, to not care if I didn't get my way, or to just do the task they asked me to do, changed everything. So I went home and I put it to the test. They asked me to do the dishes. They asked me to clean my room, which was terrible, by the way. And I just kept saying okay and doing it. And after just a couple of days, suddenly everything changed for me. My relationship was better with my parents. My freedom was increased. I ended up going to the party. I ended up doing a lot more than that, though. I had events at my house. I was going to friends' houses all the time. Suddenly there was trust. So no one explained this to me, but I learned it later on that everyone has a relationship bank account. Whenever you follow an instruction or accept a no answer and you choose to be calm and talk to your parents, that's like a deposit into the relationship bank account. That increases trust and then increases freedom. Every time you have an open conversation with your parents and just tell them what you're thinking or ask them for help, and you really do listen to what they have to say, that's a deposit into your relationship bank account. There are many ways to make deposits, but it really just boils down to investing in the relationship. Taking the time, choosing to care, makes all the difference. Did you know that the role that your parents have in your success is critical? They are your teachers. You are the learners. If they do not teach you, you might miss vital information. If they don't give you the opportunity to do hard things, to step outside of your comfort zone, to suffer sometimes with some of the little aches and pains of life, if they don't let you have that opportunity, then they are causing you to miss your development and maturity. And that can make a big difference on how prepared you feel for adulthood. If your parents are giving you the opportunity to work alongside them and work yourselves, if they're teaching you the skills that you need for success, skills like how to follow an instruction and accept a no answer, disagree appropriately, and accept a consequence, then your parents are giving you life skills that will help you be successful in any relationship. Also, if your parents do not give in to every emotional meltdown or moment that you have, they are teaching you good ways to communicate, that that's not the way to get your problem solved. Good parents help their children do hard things so that when they're older, it's easier to do the hard things of adulthood. There are a lot of people right now who, quite frankly, just aren't succeeding in life. And it's because their parents haven't taken the time to make them learn the hard lessons of life. It's hard work being a parent. Sometimes it's brutal on your heart because you see your children make mistakes. You hope, you pray, you teach, you love, but at the end of the day, all of the children have the choice of what behaviors they will do, what path they will follow. And in the end, the parent ultimately is the teacher and then is just there for support. But they can't make you succeed, which also means if you're not succeeding, you have to look in the mirror and decide what lessons you need, or maybe what lessons you are choosing not to listen to. If you want to be more successful in your relationships, I highly recommend my next video, which is called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. That video will help you not fall into expectation traps with your parents and hopefully help you improve your communication in the long run. Click on the link to that video next. I'll see you there.